What is going on, everyone? I was not planning on putting out a video today, but I saw this post in the comic collecting subreddit, and these things can often be time sensitive. So I wanted to put something out here real quick, just so hopefully maybe someone out there notices something, catches something, and hopefully we can get these comics back to the original owner. So let's get into this. All right, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more content like this, but hopefully not more content exactly like this, because this is about a comic book collection that was stolen. There was a comic book collecting subreddit post about this. We'll jump over to that real quick. And here you can see comic book collection stolen from Las Vegas widow belonged to husband. So what this is, we can jump to the one of the articles that somebody linked in this post. And there's a man by the name of Johnny Williams, and he passed away a couple of years ago in 2022, passed away from a heart attack, it sounds like. And he had this collection that it sounds like him and his family had retained for generations. I mean, he's got like old golden age books, that kind of thing in here. And somebody broke into their house and stole all of them. This is something that his wife wanted to pass on to his kid, who was only 2 at the time that he passed away. And so this is especially troubling for this. But what I wanted to do or take advantage of here is that hopefully people can actually see some of the books that are part of this, and they might see someone come into, a comic shop or a pawn shop, or try to sell them online or Craigslist or whatever it is. And if you notice these, know that they are stolen. And so there are some that are very common keys, expensive books, but common keys that can be a little harder to differentiate. You've got things like Tomb of Dracula 10, New Mutants 98, Nova 1, Fantastic Four 52, Amazing Spider-Man 50, Amazing Spider-Man 129, 101, ASM 14. Some big books though. Like if all these come in at once into what, like I said, a pawn shop or a comic shop, it'll jump out. But it's not just this. There are some older books as well. Now, the article is a little harder to actually determine what the books are. There's a couple that are shown here. Like you've got this Detective Comics 95 and a CBCS 30. And they have a little bit of information here, like Captain Marvel Adventures 17. Like these are some of the more unique ones. If you see books like this come in, that should jump out a little bit more. These are older books. This one, 1942. This one up here, this Detective Comics 1945. These books should jump out, whether they're still in the slabs or not. Then if we keep going down here, you can see they linked some pictures to some of his videos. Now, that's one of the things that's a little unfortunate, is that he had a YouTube channel and he would share these books occasionally, but it was quite a few years ago. The videos that actually shared these books, and we'll jump over to his YouTube channel. So this was his YouTube channel. And the videos that share his books are many years old, 9 years old. And some of them are very blurry videos, which makes it tough to recognize exactly what maybe flaws might be on the book that would make them easy to differentiate. But you can at least know what types of books are in this. And so I thought I would just jump through some of these real quick. And if you wanted to try to see these on your own time, not trying to see them through this video here, this is his YouTube page. Just look up Johnny Williams and you'll be able to find the videos that he had there. So I'm going to go to full screen here, just so maybe a little easier to see these. And so we'll go to the first one here. This is where we've got some of the Golden Age books that are really going to jump out. So if you see these books, if you're in the Vegas area, anywhere around that area, you see these books pop into your shop or into like I said, like a pawn shop or whatever it is, like these are stolen. And at least this one, very recognizable. We've got top notch number 27. You've got this chip out of the top there, even if it's not in the slab anymore, like if somebody removed it. But I don't know if someone's actually going to do that. We've heard about these things before, and often they just kind of like go down the street to the whatever pawn shop or whatever it is and try to offload them. So it can be pretty quick that this stuff happens. So this was the first one. Then if we move along to the next book that he showed, it was this Amazing Adventures #1. Yep, this Amazing Adventures #1 in a 30 here. So this is the next one that you might want to be keeping an eye out for. And then the next one here, we've got a Mystery Comics #1. I mean, some of these books like this, these are old books, pretty obscure books. And so if you see them, they really should jump out. So that's this one here. Then let's keep moving on. Next, let's see, it was Red Dragon #5. The Red Dragon run is extremely tough. So another book that should really jump out. I mean, early 40s, very low print books. You don't see them come up very often. So if you see this type of book, should jump out. Then this one of the most well-known Golden Age covers, Shock Suspense Stories #6. So a 4/5. Then we've got Wow Comics. I believe this is #4. Yeah, Wow Comics #4. Again, I mean, I don't see a book like this come up for sale hardly ever. So if you see this book pop up somewhere, it's pretty likely that it's stolen. Then we've got Captain Marvel Adventures #46 and Captain Marvel Adventures #12. And then Captain Marvel Adventures #4. Then we've got Exciting Comics #43. So like I said, there were a lot of these like silver and bronze type keys, like in some of those photos, but the Golden Age stuff is the stuff that should really give it away. Like these are not books that you'll see in a group very often together. And so these types of books should really, really jump out. And let's see, yeah, that's right. There's a Young Allies #14. And I think that's the last one from this video. So then we'll go on to the next video here, get into some of the more like Bronze Age type books. So these ones might blend in more with other books that you're used to seeing, but those Golden Age books should really jump out. We've got Hero for Hire #1. Then we've got a Marvel Premiere 15, that first Iron Fist. Then a Werewolf by Night 32, first Moon Knight. Got a Daredevil 168, first Elektra. Daredevil 131, first Bullseye. Amazing Spider-Man 129, first Punisher. So I mean, it's a lot of keys that would come in all at once if somebody was trying to move these. So Tomb of Dracula #10, and let's see, what was the next one? Now we're moving into some Silver Age here. Amazing Spider-Man #6, the first Lizard. Hulk 180, that first cameo of Wolverine. Hulk 181, first full appearance of Wolverine. Unfortunately, we can't see the top of the label, so I don't know if it's a qualified or restored or anything like that. Then we've got Amazing Spider-Man #4, that first Sandman. I think this one, Amazing Spider-Man 50. I think we saw that one in one of the other pictures. Fantastic Four #4 for Silver Age Submariner. And then Daredevil #1, first appearance of Daredevil. I think that's the last one in this video. So if you want to go and check these out, just so that you can see a recap on your own, anything that we can do to try to help with this. Some people in the comments for the Reddit post were saying that they think because, maybe because he made the YouTube videos, that's why somebody robbed him. I think it's probably more likely someone that knew he had them, like outside of YouTube, probably somebody that he knew and knew that he had passed away and maybe where they were, like maybe somebody that had actually seen them before, that type of thing. But regardless of that, they've got to try to move them. I mean, if you're stealing them, you got to try to move them. And so, keep an eye out at, like I said, comic shops, pawn shops, that kind of thing. And if you have a collection like this, I mean, for anybody else out there, just because this stuff happens, get collector's insurance. I mean, that doesn't replace what was stolen from, from his family and, what then can't be passed down to his kids. So that's still there. That's still just this terrible thing going on here. But at least financially, at least you can make yourself financially whole, like get collector's insurance, because yeah, I mean, that's at least one way that you can protect yourself from this kind of thing. But all right, hopefully this helps. Hopefully we end up being able to recover these somehow. So if you do find anything, you do know anything, reach out to those local authorities in Vegas, and hopefully we can get these returned to their original owner. But I'll see you on the next one.